you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass, you'll do this to him. It's never like
yes,
that.
man.
When he has, with a person that has big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working.
TerenceCrawford talked about his first conversation with Floyd Mayweather after he started training for the Canelo fight. He said Floyd didn't just give compliments, he also gave clear advice. Mayweather praised Crawford's skills but warned him to be careful because of Canelo's experience. Their conversation was serious, respectful, and focused on strategy.
Boy, he's strong. You know, you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass, you'll do this to him. It's never like
yes,
that.
man type
You know
stuff.
what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight, you know, but
that's the fight.
If it happened, you know, you can win, but you're gonna have to be on your A game.
Floyd Mayweather recently joined Terence Crawford's training camp and even took part in some sessions to help him improve. Mayweather looked truly impressed by Crawford's hard work and technical skills. He even called Crawford the best fighter in the world right now, praising his discipline and sharpness. Their training together wasn't just for show. It proved that Mayweather truly believes Crawford can beat a tough opponent like CaneloAlvarez. The respect between them was clear, and their training sessions were intense, showing how seriously both are preparing for this fight.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Crawford has always admired Mayweather, not just for his boxing skills, but also for how he managed his career and built his legacy. That respect has now grown into a real connection between them. Mayweather has often given Crawford small tips and advice, which Crawford takes seriously and actually uses. Their relationship shows a deeper bond built on ambition, legacy, and a shared understanding of what it takes to become truly great in boxing.
Bro, keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
In every recent training clip, Crawford looks completely focused and serious. He's not treating this matchup lightly. His conditioning, technique, and footwork are all being pushed to the next level. Everything he's doing in training camp is meant to prepare him for the challenge of facing a bigger and stronger opponent. The way he's sparring, drilling, and preparing shows that he understands what's at stake. He's fine-tuning every detail to make sure he's fully ready for anything Canelo throws at him. Mayweather caused some controversy when he mentioned Canelo's past issues with performance-enhancing drugs. He questioned why the media hasn't been more critical and suggested that some fighters get more leniency than others. His comments got mixed reactions in the boxing world. Some fans agreed there's a double standard, while others thought he was just creating unnecessary drama. Either way, Floyd's words brought back old debates about fairness and accountability in professional boxing.
Well, is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. They don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat.
Mayweather didn't just hype up Crawford. He gave a real breakdown of what it takes to beat someone like Canelo. He shared his own experience from fighting Canelo and highlighted that strategy is more important than aggression. He encouraged Crawford to stay sharp and focus on fighting with intelligence and timing. Floyd made it clear that this won't be an easy fight, but he believes that if anyone can do it, it's Crawford.
Jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo-Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo-Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo-Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo-Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo-Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the...
Instead of ignoring criticism, Crawford faces it head-on. He understands the concerns about moving up in weight and going against someone as physically strong as Canelo, but he sees those concerns as part of the challenge, not something to fear. His confidence doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from preparation. He's entering this fight to prove a point, not just to compete, but to dominate and silence all the doubts once and for all.
Like, because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges. And I love the people that, I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big, this and that. I can hear now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, no.
David Benavidez has shown strong support for Crawford. He believes most people are underestimating what Crawford brings to the table. In Benavidez's view, Crawford's skill, sharp focus, and mental toughness give him a real chance to pull off an upset.
Owned by Turkey, reported that Canelo and Crawford have agreed to the September date and that it's essentially on. What is your I know this has been rumored and talked about, but now it seems like a done deal. What's your reaction to this?
It's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25
well, I mean, no,
just because of the size.
Good. Crawford is good, and
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time, and you know, Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a punch.
Tor Stevenson also believes Crawford is the better fighter. He has openly expressed how much he respects Crawford's skills. Stevenson disagrees with the idea that Crawford is too small for this fight, saying many people don't realize how strong and physically capable Crawford really is. Jeff Mayweather also recognizes Crawford's talent and thinks he's a more complete fighter, but he warns not to underestimate Canelo.
I think skills pay the bills. Yeah. And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like people think he like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes, he's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him and
in person,
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wasn't saying
that. A long time ago. Yeah. No cap.
I did tell him after the Smith fight, I said, man, go get Canelo. You the greatest. Yeah. This era.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question, yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together, because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight saying, actually, it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
No, that
Teddy. Atlas has said clearly that he thinks Crawford is too smart and skilled for Canelo. According to Atlas, Crawford's ability to adapt during the fight and read his opponents sets him apart.
Human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes...
Ariel Helwani pointed out something interesting about Canelo's recent performance, showing signs of decline. He mentioned Canelo's age and concerns about his mobility. In contrast, Crawford looks comfortable at a heavier weight and is getting better with it.
Which hitter? He did all right in his first fight at 54, but now he'll get more comfortable as a bigger guy. He's actually not that small, this, that, and the other. Yesterday on my program, I spoke to David Benavidez, and I asked him about this fight, and his response surprised me. I want to play this clip for you and get your response to David's answer. Here it is.
It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25 just because of the size.
Crawford is good. And
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long, long time. And, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long, long time. So, Crawford, when he has, with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance.
Okay, so what do you make of that? What do you make of that response? I was a little surprised.
I need to clear up what he meant by 7 out of 10. Does he mean he's giving him a 70% chance to beat Canelo?
Yes.
Is that what it? Wow.
Yes.
I mean, who am I to disagree with Benavidez? Benavidez knows he's boxing, right? I mean, he might have shared the ring with both. I mean, with Terence Crawford. I mean, if anyone else was jumping up from 154 pounds to 168, not named Terence Crawford, I'd say this is crazy and they don't have a chance because they're fighting a guy that I still think is very, very good in Canelo. The reason I give Crawford a chance is because A, it's Terence Crawford and he's unbeaten, but B, I think Canelo's slipped just enough for me to think this is a real fight. This isn't Canelo that fought Golovkin second time round. I thought that was almost the best Canelo I've ever seen. It isn't that anymore. I've watched his last couple of fights. I've been lucky enough to have been at a few recent fights. The Bivol fight's taken something out of him. He doesn't throw punches and combinations. His feet have slowed just a little bit. And Canelo, and Crawford does throw combinations, and Crawford...
The history between Mayweather and Canelo adds extra importance to this upcoming fight. Their match in 2013 is still one of the biggest in boxing history. Floyd dominated that fight and gave Canelo his only official loss. When Mayweather fought Canelo, he was already a boxing icon with many championships and an undefeated record. Canelo was young, ambitious, and full of hype as boxing's next big star. The fight was seen as a passing of the torch moment, but Floyd wasn't ready to give up anything.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. So, but I learned a lot.
Let's talk about the only loss on your record at the moment. I mean, Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's not exactly a negative thing per se when you lose to someone who's known as one of the greatest of our time. Do you think that if you guys fought again, if you fought now and he was also in his prime, do you think the outcome would have been vastly different?
Definitely, it's gonna be different. No, because I'm more mature, more strong, with more experience. It's definitely gonna be.
Crawford's training has focused a lot on his jab. His sparring shows how he uses it to control distance, disrupt timing, and create openings. He has worked with partners who mimic Canelo's style, and Crawford switches smoothly between stances to keep.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Fisher versus Spassky? Two of the best, you understand? That's what you watch. Two of the best. Nice. That's how Star works. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything.
Opinion matters because he has fought both men. He knows Canelo's power, but also points out his defensive weaknesses. According to White, Crawford's speed and defense make him a much harder target. Khan believes Crawford could frustrate Canelo with his movement and sharp counters, making him a tough opponent even for a strong puncher.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and you know when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously I was probably at my peak of my career there as well, so whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well, but you know one thing, sizes, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing, every weight division. But then again, look bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid bro. 10 million quid bro, look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it, what made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't live levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably at the same level, but in my opinion, both guys on.
In Canelo's most recent fight, fans were worried because he didn't throw many punches against Callum Smith. The low number of punches suggested Canelo might not have the same energy or urgency as before. It's clear that moving up in weight to face Canelo is a big risk for Crawford. The super middleweight division has many big, strong fighters, and it's not certain if Crawford's power will be enough at this level. However, his technical skills, fight IQ, and ability to adapt might help him overcome the size difference. This challenge is not just about strength, it's about smarts, and Crawford looks ready to prove he belongs with the biggest names in any division.
That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.